Hello, everybody. It's Michael Fletcher. Welcome to this. Well, as many of you know, I thought the show is over. It's not. It's still going on at this hour. Fine, whatever. We'll continue it through. We're in the main event right now. It's the Punjabi prison match for the WWE title right now, going as we speak. Um, Basically WWE's kind of ran over time. So I thought it was gonna be over by 11. It's not. It's still going. But the hell with it. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna free swing it. So Anthony Florio and Dee Woodson is here, and unfortunately Michael Bullock is not here with us. Michael Bullock will not be on the show tonight. I actually got a message from Anthony Florio a few hours ago saying that Bullock was not going to be on the show, that it was going to be, things beyond his control, so he was not going to be on the show tonight. And we're going to get right into it. I know the show is not over, but I apologize. I thought, that it would have been over by now, but it's not. So we're just going to go through all the other matches, and then we'll get into, hopefully our overall review. We're going to just free swing it anyway. So was the pre-show fight, which was Aiden English versus Ty Dillinger. We don't recap that fight, but Aiden English gets a huge victory. He beats Ty Dillinger. This was actually an okay match. I'm going to give this about, because I was able to watch it because, my work commitment is beyond my control. But this was an okay fight, and there's really nothing more to say about that. So, I mean, I'll give it about maybe 2 stars for the effort. I thought this was an okay fight, and it was solid for the most part. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the main card of the show. So for the first fight of the night, it was the Usos putting the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships on the line against the New Day. This time it was Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods representing the New Day in this biggie. Basically had to sit on the sidelines for this one. When it was all said and done, the winner of the bout and new WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the New Day, has won the titles. Anthony Florio, we're going to only be able to run a 2-person weave because, like I said, due to work commitments beyond my control, I won't be able to review any of these fights.
No problem.
So it is all yours, my friend. What did you think? We got new tag team champions.
I'm not at all surprised, MF. 3.25 to 3.5 stars. I thought this was a really, really good match. I mean, I love that we're broadcasting right now. This is a first, and we're all about first. Let's break the fourth wall. So, who cares if the main event's going on right now? I'd rather be doing the show right now anyway myself. So, I've been chomping at the bits to get into this, MF, because this has been a very good pay-per-view from the beginning to end here. But let me get into my liner notes here. Good match with both teams kicking out a lot of big moves. Crowd was fairly quiet early, but they definitely warmed up to the match, even though it was more of a "this is awesome" style of reaction than having a strong preference for one team over the other. Some are surprised they didn't wait until SummerSlam to go with the title change, but I'm not surprised. I mean, I kind of had a feeling they were going to put them over here. I mean, and now we got history here. History has been made. I'm surprised I didn't hear MF say that. I mean, that's an MF and Gorilla Monsoon adage. History made in Philadelphia, or in the Illadelph, as MF calls it, as the New Day not only become the new champions, but they become the first tag team to win both the Raw and the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. No big surprise, they're the ones who did it. I mean, these are the two best. These have been the two best tag teams in WWE over the last 3 or 4 years now. And I think tonight the New Day proved it. And this was a very good way to start it off. And yeah, and something very disturbing I've noticed during this night. I mean, the crowd. I mean, usually the Yellow Delp is a rocking crowd, but I didn't really, hear much of that from them. I mean, and this is one of the IWC hotspots, if I'm being real honest. So, but we'll get more into that later. 3.25 to 3.5 stars. There's no doubt about it. This was one of my top fights of the night for sure. It's not the fight of the night. So that's all I can say on that. So, Edie Woodson, let's get you in here, and I'll address the issue at hand. Didi, are you with us?
Edie?
Sorry, yeah, I got caught up in the main event here. I agree with the rating. Don't have much to say right now because I'm kind of mesmerized with what's going on. So just go on.
Yeah, like I said, this is just one of those unique circumstances. I actually thought the pay-per-view was going to be over by 11, and unfortunately, it is still going on at this hour. I'm just going to say this. It's okay. I don't have a problem with it. Like I said, we still got, like I said, the Punjabi prison match is still going on at this moment. So, I mean, this is a little unique situation. First time ever we're basically free swinging this during the match. So, all right. So, for all you guys who probably just joining us now because the title fight has just ended, welcome. This is Michael Fletcher, along with Anthony Floyo, and of course the great Didi Woodson, as we are right now in the middle or in the midst of recapping Battleground from Philadelphia, from the Wells Fargo Arena in Philadelphia. So we just talked about, just to give you a heads up, we just got into about the big about the New Day becoming the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And then the second fight of the night we had was Shinsuke Nakamura going one-on-one with Baron Corbin. The winner of the bout, via disqualification, the artist formerly known as Shinsuke Nakamura. So, Didi Woodson, why don't you come on in and give us your thoughts about this match? Unofficially, the time of the fall was at 12 minutes and 25 seconds, with Nakamura winning by DQ.
Wasn't real crazy about the ending. I mean, low blow ending, yeah, okay. Other than that, I thought the match was really, really good until they got to this low blow crap at the end there, and wasn't real happy about that. I'll probably give it 2 stars, because I got to penalize a little bit for that cheap ending that they put on there. So, Florio, I'll toss it over to you.
2.5 stars for me. Unsatisfying finish, made a little better with Corbin's post-match attack. The post-match attack was better for heat on Baron Corbin, whereas the match finish was the type of finish that causes most fans to be upset with the company rather than the wrestler. Here's hoping this feud continues on SmackDown Live on television, and they're not bringing this back for SummerSlam, as that would mean that the wait for Styles and Nakamura will continue. So, I mean, fine match, but, this is the time where we're going to have to, frown upon a disqualification finish here. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. So only 2.5 stars for me. That's all I can say there, MF. So that being said, MF, let's get into the next match, which I'll lead off on.
All right. And it is, this one is a huge fight, a mega match, because this has major implications as it relates to SummerSlam. A fatal 5-way elimination match that would determine the number 1 contender for the WWE SmackDown Women's title. And they would be the opportunity to get the golden ticket to fight Naomi for the title at the hottest night of the summer, SummerSlam, at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. So, you know the participants. It's the participants in the match are Becky Lynch, Lana, Charlotte Flair, Natalya, and Tamina. So here's how it broke down. Tamina was the first to be eliminated by Becky Lynch via submission by the Disarmer. Then, a little bit about 30 seconds later, Lana taps out to the Disarmer by Becky Lynch. So Becky got 2. Then got a roll-up pin on Becky Lynch that knocked her out, and it was down to Charlotte Flair and Natalya. Two of Anthony Floyo's favorite girls because of the Bret Hitman Hart and Ric Flair, and plus their natural ability. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Fatal 5-Way and now #1 contender for the SmackDown Women's title and the opportunity to fight Naomi at SummerSlam is the Queen of Hearts, Natalya. She wins the match. She is the #1 contender. She goes to the Barclays in New York to fight Naomi for the title. Anthony Floyo, stunning upset. Who saw Natalya winning this?
Well, I'll tell you, MF, not me. I'll tell you. I'm going to give this 3 stars for the effort. It was nice to see that Natalya will be featured prominently on a SummerSlam event, and a major one for that matter. She obviously deserves it. The one negative I have here is that it feels like Charlotte Flair belongs in the Women's Championship match at SummerSlam. Instead, they continue to hold off on her getting a title shot. I assume there's a storyline reason for holding off on Charlotte getting a title shot. I assume they held off this long with the plan of having her challenge at SummerSlam, but apparently that's not the plan. So good for Natty. She's been through the ringer, as they say, and she hasn't really gotten that many opportunities. She did at one time hold the Divas Championship, when she won that at the 2010 Survivor Series, and held it for a couple of months before dropping it at the Royal Rumble in 2011, and she really hasn't had a sniff of a title shot ever since. And because they've been putting her in silly angles and the whole 9 yards, pointless and unnecessary angles, feeding her, basically having her be like a jobber to the stars, if you will. Especially that one night where they had her job to the Bellas, which made me go off, and you all remember that night. I'm not going to rehash it, but thankfully, finally, she now gets her opportunity, and as a Hart family mark, which I will admit, I'm a proud Hart family mark, and recently they did have a death in the family. The eldest born son of Stu and Helen Hart, Smith Hart, her uncle Smith Hart, just passed away recently. So this was definitely this is a feel good moment indeed for the Hart family, and especially after the passing of the eldest of the 12 children of Stu and Helen Hart, Smith Hart. So that was definitely for Uncle Smith, no doubt about it. So so good for you, Natalya. You deserve it, no doubt about it. And now it's an opportunity of a lifetime, where she will challenge Naomi at SummerSlam, for as I'm now calling it, until somebody wins it from Naomi, the SmackDown LED Women's Championship. So well done, Natty. You deserve it, darling. No doubt about it. So solid 3 stars, great action throughout. So Dee Woodson, our resident women's wrestling expert, did the ladies deliver? I mean, did I rank it too high? Did I rank it just right, or what?
No, you ranked it just right. It was a very good match with a lot of action. Although there at the end, it was just snap, 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 pin, pin, pin. But the beginning of it was, really good, because you had them, just about everybody going at it. And a lot of teaming together with Tamina and Lana, and but none of us really, you know, I kind of kept score from the previous show. None of us had picked Natty, and you know, like I said, I had said Natty, you know, could be called up to do it, but I didn't think it'd be on this particular match. But we all were wrong on that, you know, and thank God it wasn't Lana. I'm sorry, Fletch, but I'm glad it wasn't Lana. But yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised if it was Charlotte, even though I picked Becky to win it. But Natalya winning it, you know, good for her. You know, she deserves to have a title shot. It's been quite a while since she's been in that picture, and I think it'll be, you know, a pretty good match coming up here at SummerSlam. So, which is now completely official that this will be Natalya versus Naomi. So, not much more I have to say about it. So, Fletch, it's yours.
And yeah, this was there's really nothing more to say about this. So we're just gonna dive right into the next fight of the night, and it is for the United States Heavyweight Championship. It is Kevin Owens going up against the reigning and defending champion AJ Styles, the winner of the bout, and new United States Heavyweight Champion KO Kevin Owens. He now becomes once again the face of America. He is your new United States champion. History has been made in Philadelphia tonight. And Dee Woodson, I give it to you, my dear. What did you think about this match?
It was a very good match. I thought, you know, was kind of surprised that Kevin Owens did win in the end. I think we all, if I remember right, we all had AJ winning, but yeah, it was a very good match. Both of them pretty much kind of gave it their all. I'm going to give it 3.5 to 3.25. Definitely not the fight of the night, but it was a very good match in my opinion. So it's yours, Florio.
3.5 to 4 stars is my rating for this. I agree with D.D. Woodson 100%. Weird finish. I mean, you'd think the match would have ended when Owens intentionally threw Styles at the referee, but the same ref woke up and counted the fall. AJ's shoulders were not down initially, but the ref didn't start his count until they were down. So I believe the finish was executed well. So now apparently we're probably getting Styles versus Nakamura without a title in play, assuming we get the match at SummerSlam. But then again, there's so many ways this can go. But there will be a rematch at the earliest possible date. I can see it possibly being on a future SmackDown Live, maybe as early as Tuesday night on SmackDown Live. You don't know. But yeah, there's no question about it for me. I'm actually gonna go with Dee Dee's rating. I'm gonna agree with Dee Dee's rating on this one. 3.5 to 3.75 stars. I definitely agree with that rating. So there's nothing more to say except MF. Let's get to the first of our two gimmick matches, which I'll start off on.
All right, and it was John Cena to go one-on-one against Rusev. The winner of the bout, well, it was Super Cena. He ruled the roost again. He was able to retrieve the Stars and Stripes. He wins the match. Anthony Florio, this is yours, my friend. So what did you think about the match?
Good effort from both men. But the idea of a flag match in 2017 was really sappy, and it was hard to get past that. Here's hoping this is the end of the feud because it's not doing anything for either man, and there's no reason to have a rematch at SummerSlam. Absolutely none. It would be beyond unnecessary for these two to have another match in the SummerSlam. So 21 minutes and 10 seconds. I'll give it about 3.25 to 3.5 here. like I said, it was a good effort from both men. I mean, it was slow early, but then, you know, it picked up and, you know, got interesting towards the end, especially that extreme OMG moment that I know MF would have done his Joey Styles OMG, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm hoping that these two will be involved in better things at SummerSlam. I mean, we know Cena will be. Hopefully Rusev will have something good to do at SummerSlam. So that's all I can say. So about 3 1/4 to 3 1/2. So Dee Woodson, your thoughts on the flag match?
I'll definitely agree with the rating. It was really slow at the beginning. You could even tell the fans really weren't quite into it at the beginning. But the further they got and the closer to taking the flags to those stands, the more the fans got into it. And yeah, you know, that was definitely one of those moments where you know, even I could imagine hearing Fletch say that. So yeah, it was, the ending of it was really good. But yeah, I think this should be the end of this feud. You know, move on to something bigger and better for both guys. So not much more I have to say about it. So Fletch, it's yours.
All right. And the next fight that we had here was Sami Zayn going one-on-one with Mike Canales. This was a rematch from SmackDown Live, and the winner of the bout was Sami Zayn. A little surprise here. The underdog from the underground gets a huge victory and gives Mike Canales his first loss in WWE. So it's only apropos that we actually tossed this off to Dee Woodson. Big fan of Maria Canales. I know she's kind of warming up to Mike Canales, but what did you think about this one? Sami Zayn gets a huge feather in the cap tonight.
Yeah, congratulations to Sammy. But as far as the match, you know, it was kind of short. They didn't give him much time to go. This, to me, this was more of a live TV match than a pay-per-view match. So I'm gonna give it about 1.5 stars, just because, you know, it was short. And I mean, yeah, Maria did interfere quite a bit, which, you know, you could kind of expect, seeing as, you know, they're both the heels here. But, you know, it is what it is. Sammy, congratulations. Mike, you need to work a little harder on actually having a match without Maria pulling you out of the way of certain moves. So not much more I have to say about it. So Florio, it's yours.
By default, this was the worst fight of the night. 1.5 to 2 stars. I didn't expect that finish, if only because I thought they would keep Mike unbeaten a bit longer. I don't think there was any real damage done, though, and I assume the feud will continue. And Dee, valid point, as always. I agree 100%. This was definitely more of a match you would see on SmackDown Live more than anything else, and not really a pay-per-view quality match. Solid for the effort, but not overly spectacular. I mean, it was almost a carbon copy of what we saw last Tuesday night on SmackDown Live. Although I think this match was just a smidgen better than the SmackDown Live match, but not a whole lot. So I'm going to give that about 1.5 to 2 from my tastes. So I don't think there's anything more to say except MF, I believe it's main event time. And lucky me, I get to start it off, and I got a lot to say about this.
All right, in the main event for the WWE Championship in a Punjabi prison match, Jinder Mahal puts the title on the line against Randy Orton, the winner of the bout, and still WWE Champion. Don't hinder the Jinder. Jinder Mahal, still the champion. Anthony Florio, it is yours. You do indeed have the main event of the evening.
I was hoping I would hear you say in vintage MF form, the modern day Maharaja. I mean, I was hoping for that.
I'm not doing it. Not a chance.
Of course. But anyways, this was the fight of the night, no doubt about it. I didn't really have high hopes for it going in, but this was a pleasant surprise. And out of the 3 Punjabi prison matches, this was definitely the best of the 3, no doubt about it. I'm gonna give it about 4 to 4.25 stars. I mean, the effort was there, and this was the best of the 3 Punjabi prison matches, but that's not saying much. Comically, Khali choking Orton through the cage was visual proof that either guy could have climbed through the big cage squares at any time. Here's hoping that this match will be retired permanently. They had all the bells and whistles, and the only thing the fans seemed to care about was one of the Singh brothers taking the huge table bump. But like I said, this was, the best of the 3 Punjabi prison matches that I've seen, and it was a nice nostalgic moment, bringing it back for a little bit for this one time. And I'm not at all surprised Great Khali was there. I mean, I would have been surprised if I didn't hear about if I didn't get that message from Derek Ferreira. Derek, sent a message to all of us saying that we need to make sure my video gets addressed here. We need to get this video out to the masses. And well, this was while Bullock and I were at our group outing this evening, and yeah, Derek did the video, and then there were dirt sheets saying that Khali was there and that Khali was going to get involved. And yeah, not a big surprise that he got involved. And so yeah, I guess Khali is back, and I guess Khali is probably going to be I guess the modern day Maharaja is now going to have even more backup. I mean, the Singh brothers are one thing, but once you now have the returning 7'3", 420-pound Great Khali, his quote-unquote brother-in-law, back in action, Jinder's going to hold that thing for as long as he wants to. So that's all I can say there. So as long as you got Khali backing you up, I mean, this is what it would have been like if the $1 Million Man, Teddy DiBiase, had if he had won the WWE Championship. It would be like him having, you all remember, it was when he had Andre the Giant in his corner, along with the bodyguard Virgil. I mean, if DiBiase had the belt with Andre and Virgil backing him up, he would have held that thing for as long as he wanted to. But they didn't pull the trigger on that. He was originally supposed to, but then they went with Macho, some big hullabaloo, which that's a story for another day. But as far as the here and now is concerned, with Jinder Mahal holding the WWE Championship and having both the Singh brothers and his quote-unquote brother-in-law, Great Khali, in his corner, the modern-day Maharaja is going to hold that thing for as long as he wants to. 4 to 4.25 stars. This was the fight of the night, and most definitely the best of the 3 Punjabi prison matches. But I don't really have any desire to see it again. Maybe do it again in another 10 years, I guess. So with that being said, Didi Woodson, your thoughts on the main event and the quote unquote surprise return of Great Khali, although it really wasn't a surprise. Derek got word of it, and the dirt sheets got word of it, so we basically already knew it was going to happen.
Oh yeah, I saw Derek's post, and yeah, I wasn't too surprised that he was there, and I saw a lot of the dirt sheets that had also said that Khali was going to interfere in the match and everything. And, we all should have pretty much also figured out the Singh brothers were going to find a way to interfere as well, seeing as they all just kind of popped out from underneath the ring to pull Jinder out of that last door. But yeah, it was definitely the fight of the night, and I'll agree with the rating. But I'm not real thrilled with how the ending went. Because it was you still had what ended up being like 4-on-1 instead of the 1-on-1 it was supposed to be, and I'm the type of person, I don't really condone when the odds get that far out of control. And Kali himself is almost like 2 to 3 men alone. And as you could, when I missed my cue, he was right there choking Randy Orton at that particular time, and I was kind of mesmerized by it. But yeah, it was it was a good match, a lot of action. In the end, even Randy had a cut on his arm from the whole thing. So it was a good match. It's just too much interference, too many people on one-sided teams. So not much more I have to say about it. So Fletch, let's move on.
All right, and that's basically it. The only thing we got left is just the overall review. So, Dee Dee Woodson, we're going to lead it off with you, my dear. What did you think about Battleground?
I thought it was fairly good. Most of the matches, were very strong matches. The worst one, of course, being Kanellis and Zayn, but the rest of them, I mean, they were pretty strong matches. Some of them had some boring moments where either the fans weren't really into it, or they were just slow at starting. But they were all still really strong matches, and like I said, I thought they were really good. So I'm gonna stick with my prediction rating of saying it was about a 7.5, because of the dud type ending we had with Shinsuke and Corbin being a DQ. I really hated that one. And then even though Jinder and Orton was really good, I'm gonna kind of penalize because of the all the help Jinder ended up having. I mean, the guy just, they want to give him the title and they want to keep it on him for a long time, but the man can't even prove that he can win a match without having his buddies, now 3, helping him out. And then you had that god-awful Fashion Files, which was supposed to end tonight and has continued. So that's about all I have to say on it. So Florio, it's yours.
What did you rate that, Dee?
7.5.
7.5. Yeah, that's just about how we had it anyway. It's more like a 7 for me, if I'm gonna be real honest with you. It's nowhere near this one reviewer. This one reviewer gave it a 2 out of 10 and called it a very bad show. And I know MF's gonna go off on the deep end on that once he gets a word of that. But
yeah, 411 Mania, he gave it 1.9 and said extremely horrible.
Yes, he did. Very much so. And while it wasn't the best show, I'll be honest, this one was a little bit on the weaker side, and I gotta attribute it to the Philly crowd. I mean, usually the Philly crowd is so vocal. This time around, it was basically so quiet you could hear a damn pin drop, for goodness sakes. And that's why I gotta say it was a meh show. But I'm sure next month, Brooklyn's gonna bring it next month at SummerSlam, no question about it. But even though I'm giving this a 7 out of 10, I felt this was a little bit of a weak show. I mean, there is some real booking damage on the SmackDown side. It seems like the most popular acts are stuck in secondary programs, and they keep putting off the matches that the fans want to see. And I've never heard a Philadelphia crowd as quiet as they were tonight. And it wasn't just during the main event. Oh my goodness. I mean, Philly. And I know MF's probably going to address this, I'm sure, considering that, he loves the Yellow like he calls it, but you weren't the Yellow tonight, no doubt about it. I mean, I was expecting a rabid ECW style crowd, but they weren't that tonight. I hate to say it, but to that Philly crowd, there's only one word to describe you, and I'm going to spell it out right now. SAWFT, soft, simple as that. And that's why I got toned down on the rating a little bit. I mean, the matches. These matches were good. The Punjabi prison match, AJ and Owens, another classic. The tag team titles were amazing. And the other matches were just there. I mean, the flag match was okay, and Zayn and Canellis by default the worst fight of the night. The women brought it, so yeah. Now we got a lot of questions to answer when it comes to SmackDown Live. I mean, who's going to challenge Jinder? Is it going to be John Cena, or could it be AJ Styles? I mean, maybe they took the US title off of AJ Styles to possibly make AJ the #1 contender. You don't know. I mean, MF, you got a lot of questions to answer on your side, and I'm hoping that on Tuesday night we're gonna at least start the process of answering these questions, because we got a lot of them. We got a month to straighten it out for SummerSlam. So solid effort tonight, but I can honestly say it was not overly spectacular, and a lot of that, like I said, due to that Philly crowd. I mean, was that a Philly crowd? I mean, I'm sorry, that wasn't a Philly crowd. That was more of a Des Moines, Iowa crowd, if I'm going to be real honest with you. So that wasn't. We weren't in Philly. We weren't in Philly tonight. We were not in the Yellow Dub tonight, man. I think we were straight up in Des Moines, Iowa. Just what I'm just saying. Sorry. Wrap it up. MF, we're all set here.
Fletch?
The audio must have given out again.
Yeah, I believe that's what the problem was on his preview show, too. But I will agree with you, that crowd really was not into it tonight.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. I mean, that's an Philadelphia is an IWC hotspot.
I see Fletch left.
Yeah.
Oh boy. But yeah, I'm hoping, like you are, that we'll get some answers Tuesday.
Definitely.
They're good about building storylines, so I'm sure they'll continue that. Now, if we can just get Raw to work on storylines.
Of course.
Is Fletch coming back?
I hope so.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, I hope the audience is enjoying the small talk.
I hope so too.
Oh boy.
But while while we wait for MF to come back, I informed Bullock of this earlier. In a couple weeks, MF is going to have a major work commitment on Tuesday night, August 8th. And for that week, we're going to do a role reversal week. MF is going to host Ridiculously Raw for 1 week only, and I will host Cerebral Smack Talk the following night.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I just messaged Derek, and yeah, we talked about it Friday night after the show, and he told me he's until 11 doing inventory at the Walmart. So
oh, yeah,
so
not
that's why
fun.
I'm going to be taking over the Smack Talk show that night.
Well, like I just wrote in chat box, I won't be on August 1st. Have a church commitment.
Oh, no problem, no problem.
So, which kind of sucks, but oh well. It'll be nice to get to hang out with the ladies.
Oh yeah.
And take the girls with me.
Okay.
So do we know any of the big matches for tomorrow night?
Finn Balor and Elias Sampson, no disqualification. Sasha Banks and Bayley and the winner will face Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship at SummerSlam.
Cool.
And there was one other match, I forgot what it was.
So there's the heads up for Raw.
Yes, Sampson and Balor, no DQ. Sasha and Bayley, where the winner will fight Alexa at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's belt. And there was one other match on there, and I forgot what it was.
Samson, I'm not looking forward to.
Of course, but it's no DQ though. I'm gonna give that a chance.
Hopefully Finn pulls it off, because I cannot stand Elias Sampson.
Yeah.
Oh. I think our host isn't coming back.
It might not be.
Oh boy.